How we doing, everybody? Tim from SkiRex Media once again with another review and recap video, though a little less review this time. It dawned on me as I go to mountains more than once, do they really need to be reviewed more than once a season? Let alone back to back, like within a few weeks of each other, unless something has really just taken a turn for the worse or for the better. Why even bring it up beyond the story of the day? So review and recap, well, there's always going to be a bit of review in any recap because you're talking about, what you liked, what you didn't like, but there's no reason to do a straight review, but we're still going to call it review and recap. And this time we're talking about Bolton Valley, and I was there last Thursday. And that's where I realized, because I was there last Thursday, but it was less than a month between then and when I was there prior, and nothing else changed except for the amount of the mountain I was able to explore. One, but two, we're still in doing COVID-19 stuff, so again, there's really not much to see at the mountain. I can visit the bathrooms, okay, any food places are quick grab and go or delivery only, that kind of stuff. I don't rent, but it looked like the rental folks were, doing what they were doing. And even if they, I couldn't just like go up and watch because socially distant, trying to respect that stuff. So there's really no reason to review Bolton Valley again. In the first video I did, I gave it a review. I said, even though I personally had a bad day, even though, I didn't get to explore a lot that day either, because of the storm and a few other things that happened that day. It was snowing that day, powder day that day. I really didn't get to do much, but what I did see and what I did get to try, I really liked, and that hasn't changed. The mountain's awesome. The mountain is absolutely fantastic. I love it. Like I said in that video, I'm going to say again in this video, it kind of personifies a Northeast ski mountain. And that's kind of dumb to say because it's kind of it's kind of hard to take, to really explain what that means. It's something you got to feel. It's something you got to live, which is why I recommend it to anybody. Go out there and check that place out. It's in a good location. It's really not hard to get to. At one point I was flying getting there. It was a nice dry sunny day, and I was on Route 2 going west, which is literally at one point only separated by like 15 feet of median and a guardrail from Interstate 89, and I was going so fast, not paying attention to how fast I was going. I was wondering why the cars on the interstate weren't pulling away the way they should. I was like, that's weird. Why are they going so slow? They're not going so slow. I was going so fast. I was doing almost highway speeds on a two-laner that I think right there is 45 or 50. So always be more attentive when you drive. Make sure you're driving safely, as I always say. But as I got up there, had a great day. And it was an awesome day. The first day was awesome, even with the issues I was having with myself, and it was a powder day. It was just great. And I didn't get to explore a lot. I didn't get to stay long. But it was awesome. The mountain was awesome. And now I know that it was awesome. And I still haven't seen the whole thing. But we'll get into that. As I said, not as much review this time. The place is awesome. Check it out. Highly recommend. I think it personifies the Northeast of Vermont Mountain. What does that mean? You're going to have to go check it out to really feel it. And you will. Like, it just feels like this is where you would ski, like what skiing in Vermont is. I mean, it kind of feels like that in other places too, but it's because it's smaller. I think it's a bit more, not cozy, that's kind of a silly word, but again, it's hard to explain. But if you try it and you look around, you feel like you're in Vermont. Now, here's a part of that. It was a beautiful, gorgeous day this second day out for me. Like, it was sun all day. I even saw one weather report that said, there's a 30% chance of snow at around sometime between 11 or lunchtime or something like that. I don't know if it ever snowed there, because when I was there were maybe a little bit of clouds, but I turned around off while I was riding the chair up the Vista Quad right up to the top, and I'm riding it, and I turned around to see how nice a day it really was, and I'm like, holy smokes, that's Lake Champlain, man. Like, I could see the rest of the way across the state. Not to say, I mean, I was from where I am, which is on the New Hampshire border, and going out past the center of the state to Bolton Valley, up on the mountain, I could see clear across and could see New York State. Um, which is, it's in a perfect spot to do that, but it was just sunshine. Like, let me tell you, it was wicked cold that day. When I got there, it was still well below 30. It was below 25. I think it might have been like 15 degrees, to be honest. And it was brutally windy at the top. Like, it was just wind. It was just wind. It was so windy, the windmill wasn't turning. Even the windmill was afraid of the wind. That's just a joke. I don't know how those things work. You think it would be as easy as the wind just blowing it. I know there's more to it. I don't know how it works. I'm not an electrician. I'm not an engineer. I'm not any of that. But it was very windy. But that was only at the top that it was really windy. And you're on that chair. Let me tell you, it was this chair must be amazing in the spring for those who like to tan, because you're going west, and the sun, it's coming across west to east, or no, you're going east on the chair up the mountain. You're facing east, so the sun's coming over you, but it's also, a little to the south there. So if you're one of the people who likes to tan, I don't like to tan. I don't do it very well. But if you're riding up there in t-shirt, man, might as well just, roll them up and get rid of the light, because you're just basking in it. And even as cold as it was that day, man, that chair is just beautiful. I was basking in the sun. I'm going to try and put up a little bit of the ride right here. Take a look at this. This is just a bit of a ride. I hope you could see how sunny it was, but it was so nice and it was beautiful, and the sun was just beating down. And like I said, even at the top, though it was really windy and really cold, it was still blue skies in every direction. Now, I'm going to throw out this little piece of video here too. Now, this is my view from the top, and I think because of where I took it from, you can't see the lake. Maybe you can see it in it. I did it with my phone. Excuse me. Maybe you can see Lake Champlain, maybe not. But you can see that it's clear for days. Clear for miles. Excuse me. It's clear just for miles. So, what a beautiful day to be up there. And I took a total advantage of it. I was going everywhere I could. Just picking, not really looking at the map at first. Was more just kind of picking lefts, picking rights, kind of like I do anytime, really. I only check the map to make sure I'm not going somewhere I shouldn't be. Riding in a place I shouldn't be. Really hard steeps, things like this. Heading to a terrain park that doesn't have a lot of room to move around it. That kind of thing. I don't want to get in anybody's way. I'm just trying to explore and meander. It's kind of what I like to do, cruise and meander. And so I took this trail on my first run. I actually went back for it. It's a simple trail, easy green trail, but there was just something about it. I think it was kind of because it was enclosed a little. It wasn't narrow by any means, and it could have been just be the fact that I was alone. It was a Thursday, so there weren't a lot of people there. Like there just weren't a lot of people. There was no lift line. I think there was a lift line once of 3 or 4 people, and obviously I don't know what groups they were in, but between 1 and 4 chairs, and they're gone. They're just gone. So there were no lift lines. There weren't a lot of people. So I ended up going down the trail because I did see 2 people standing by it, and that's what caught my attention. I saw the trail that way. I was like, all right, screw it, I'll go that way. And I went that way. And it was the trail called Swing. It's a green trail, and I like it. I really did. In fact, I'm going to put the video up now so you can see it. I probably should have put it up while I was gushing over it. But there's just something about this trail. It's not super narrow, like I was saying. It just feels kind of like enclosed. And that's the kind of trails I like. I like the ones that are enclosed by the trees. I might not necessarily venture into the trees these days, but I really liked the feeling of it. I really did. And so that's a really cool trail. And it's really short. It's really easy. Most people could probably do it blindfolded, but don't do it blindfolded because it looks cool, but I really enjoyed it. But it was outdone by another trail that on this day was a straight up New England ski trail. It was, you could feel the ice and stuff under your feet. It was you could hear it, the sounds, and it was awesome. It was great. It's the one, I thought it was called Cobras, But then I realized it has two S's on the end. So Cobras, right? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how you say it. It's spelled Cobras. But there could be, I mean, obviously there's a story behind the name. There's a story behind every name on every trail of every mountain, whether it's just like, yeah, we needed a name last minute. We just kind of went on the internet. The first words we saw, that's what we used. But you see names have themes and whatnot. And this one was there. So I went that way. A little bit of a steep. It's a blue trail, nothing big. I'll even show a little video of that now too. But it was a little steep, which threw me a little bit, but nothing major. Nothing major. My goal here was to take this trail across into the Timberline area because I hadn't checked that area out yet. So that's where I was going. And I have another story for that here coming up in a minute. But so that's where I was going. Hit this little bit of a steep. Like I said, it was icy. It hadn't been groomed in probably a few days. But it just felt like a New England trail because of like the ice, the ice coast here in the East. So that's really what it felt like. And it not like in a dangerous way or it was a crappy trail way. It was, it's just that time of year. And, it was fine. And it was a little steep, like I said, threw me a little, but I didn't fall and I was able to handle it and no big deal. No real big deal. Really enjoyed that trail too. It also has a view. I want to say, which mountain could I see from there? I don't remember which one it is. I really don't. It could be, I'm not sure, but it was south of there. And I really don't remember which mountain that would be looking off that way. I can't remember, but it doesn't matter because we're not talking about that one anyway. We're talking about Bolton Valley. So I start zipping down into this trail. Now, the beauty of this, what it turned out, if you go from the top of the Vista Quad all the way down to the bottom of the Timberline Quad down there, that's a long set of trails you're going down. You take that Cobras and you swing on to the Five Corners Trail to the Timberline Run, which is blues and greens all the way down, and it's a really it's not so long like it's like. It's just a long trail, much longer than I expected, which is really kind of awesome. I like the long trails, the trails that take a bit to get down. That's kind of where I'm at now. I'm not interested in bombing the one that goes straight down just to get on the lift and get another run up and up, down, up, down. I like the long ones. I like being out there, man. It's just my thing. No, I'm not saying anybody, however you do it, that's the right way. Just don't pressure anybody to do it your way, thinking your way's the best. It's the best for you, not everybody. But anyway, not the point. So I'm taking this long run, and I'm on my way down. And I thought to myself earlier that day, how funny would it be? And I've thought about this throughout the years. How funny would it be to get to an area on a day they're not running shuttles? I don't know if they run shuttles down there on weekends, but on a weekday they're not running a shuttle. What if that area is closed and I didn't realize it when I passed it on the way up? Wouldn't that be something to get stuck down there and try to have to walk back? It's a long walk in ski boots. Well, as I'm moving down these trails, having a good old time, minding my own business. Well, here, let me show you. This is what I put this on Instagram, and this is what happened. This is the beginning of the story. Check this out. Nice little area back here on the way down to the Timberline Lodge at Bolton Valley. Awesome trail I just came down too, right? Well, as I'm cruising on down this trail that I'm on now, very nice back here, very windy, I hope you all can hear me. I saw a sign on the side of the trail, yellow sign, very easy to see, that said the Timberline lift is closed and there's only access to the parking lot. So as I said, I saw that sign. Now, as I decided to take the video, take a break, and I'm arguing with myself. That's the full story, is that I could have sworn it was open, but it might not have been. And I saw the sign. I was like, shoot, did I mess up? And I knew I should have asked. I should have asked a lifty or a patroller if I saw one, somebody like, hey, is that area open before I go down there and get stuck? But sure enough, as I turn, I'm deciding, should I try and walk back up this trail a little bit? Because I wasn't far past the sign. I really wasn't. Two people come down, I flag them down. I was like, is this open? They said, yeah. Like, typically, these are just two people who ski there, or two people and their kids. They said, yeah, when that's closed, the sign's brought out to the middle and there's a rope. And I'm like, you know what, dude, I didn't say this to them, but I'm thinking, I'm like, dude, I'm a dummy. Like, I really am dumb. I knew there was going to be more than just some, random sign there. So I felt kind of dumb, but I had a nice little chat with them, best I could, socially distant, chat with them. Guy was riding ski boards though, so shout out to that guy because that's awesome. Um, and so I go down and I make it to Timberline for the first time. So I wanted to explore that area a little bit, and I did. I explored the area a little. I came down through there, and then I just rode back because it was almost the end of my day. So I didn't explore a lot of the more difficult terrain. Again, I've been staying off diamonds this year almost completely. I don't know if I've been on one accidentally. I've been staying away from. Granted, there's diamonds that aren't diamonds. There's blues that should be diamonds. Like, it's a general thing, and I get that, but it's a general thing for a reason. Follow it. From a general, standpoint, and you might not get hurt, and I don't want to get hurt. So I ended up going just up the Timberline quad chair there, and that was fun for me because it's a multi-stage lift. And I've seen these before. I've seen them a few times, but I've never ridden one, oddly enough. I thought about it. I was like, have I ever been on a lift you could jump off halfway through? I was like, gosh, I don't think I have. So this is me going past the mid station. Just a quick little silly video. And again, this doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. I can't remember ever having ridden one. So I go past the mid station. I go up to the top to go back. That's what it was. So even though I didn't do the whole Timberline area, it was still awesome. It was still awesome to see. And like I said, that run from the top, excuse me, all the way down to the bottom of the Timberline lift, the top of the Vista Quad to the bottom of the Timberline, that's a long run, and it's a fun run, and it's a good trail. It's a really interesting trail. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And out there, I had it pretty much to myself the entire way down. I saw one person in front of me. I passed a woman and her kid. There was someone in front of me who I lost sight of, but I let them go because they looked like they were, kind of new to it. So I didn't want to get in their way. I didn't want to be a bother. And then the people who passed me on the way down to Timberline who said, yeah, it's open. And then I passed them back. But it was a great trail and it was a great area. And like I said, it's a great view. You go to these mountains, you see it all the way over the state. It's wonderful. Even though I didn't get to explore a bunch of the Timberline area, I did see some of it, and I saw more of the main area. The name escapes me, but I saw a lot more of the mountain. I took in a lot more trails. I cut around different ways I hadn't the last time. Going up that main quad, you kind of go over you go over one of the terrain parks, and there were people there working on it. Some of the employees were working on it, and I had never found my way to where it starts. And there's a gate there, big little, archway. Big little archway. There was an archway there, and I found my way down to that. I'm not even sure how I did it. I was just taking lefts, taking rights, and boom, there I was. I was like, oh, cool. So now I've seen this part too. I saw a great deal of that mountain, and I still haven't been into the Wilderness Peak area. That day, that lift wasn't open, at least not while I was there. It might have opened later. I spent the morning there in the early afternoon. I was out of there by 2 o'clock, though. I didn't stay the whole day. I haven't really put in a whole day yet this year anywhere. But if it opened late for the nighttime skiing, I don't know if that's a thing for them. I know night skiing is. I don't know if they open more lifts for nighttime during the week or how that works. That's their schedule they need because of different all kinds of different issues. So that wasn't open that day. So I haven't even been over there yet. There's a whole another third of the mountain I haven't gotten to see yet. This place has so much terrain to explore. And it's not the biggest place in the world, yet it has a lot of room to run. That's very cool, and I love it. And it looks spacious. Like, if you're going up the Vista Quad and you see that lift up to the top of the Wilderness Peak area, it looks pretty far away from the chair. Like, you're looking out there like, God, that's kind of far away, isn't it? But it really isn't. When you come down, you can actually get to it pretty quickly. So it's not very far. It just looks that way, and that's appealing to me for whatever reason. I love that about mountains, how it's kind of like an optical illusion. You see it at ski mountains, you see it at other mountains in the desert, which I found out while living in the desert. I understand all that, and it's an illusion, but it looks cool, and I think it looks great. Bolton Valley is awesome. It's just an awesome place. I can't wait till I get an opportunity to explore the rest of it, and explore even some of the things I haven't seen. In fact, I think I would like to start at Timberline, park there on a day it's open, go up there, explore the mountain from there. That way, the last run of the day could be that nice long run all the way down. I think that would be sweet. But that's me. I think that would be sweet, but I suggest anybody try it. It's like I say, I want to thank Bolton Valley if any of their folks happen to see this, because I just had a great day, and I did thank them already because we did communicate, me and their social media people, because I told a story in my Instagram story that they answered. They saw and answered, and here's how that story began. Check this out. Yes, I'm in the car, but yes, I still have my mask and goggles on to cover up the embarrassment. I just, a few little bit ago, at Bolton Valley, was unloading. My backpack got hooked on the chair. It broke my strap, which is good because I would have been hurt if it didn't. But I fell off the chair, a ski popped off, I was all spread eagle and friggin' whatever. So that story's actually pretty quick because I don't have video of it. That's why I did the story that way. I don't have any video of it. And they don't have, security cameras up there as far as I'm aware. Because I did ask, I was like, is there anyone who got video of that? Because I'd like to have it. And their webcam faces away from the chair. But what happened was my backpack got hung up. One of the straps in the backpack got hung up on the chair. It got caught. I didn't check it to make sure it wasn't caught before flipping my bar up. And making sure I wouldn't fall in the lift. I got my arm stuck. I pulled. I had to rip through and break my bag strap. That sent me to the ground, all duck-footed and weird, and it looked pretty ugly. I think didn't get hurt. It wasn't like bad. I bumped my backside a little bit, but whatever. And I went down. Never fallen on an unload before like that. Never fallen on an unload period. I've never fallen on a chairlift, and I went down. One of my skis popped off as I was trying to roll out of the way. They stopped the chair, the lifty, and I think I don't know if he was a lift operator or a snowmaker or some other operations person, but he went down. This person in particular went down on a snowmobile. But they stopped the chair. They both came out. My bag is sitting on the chair already past the bull wheel. And they're like, hey, we'll catch it at the bottom for you. I was like, awesome, dude, thanks. As I'm pulling off my other ski, digging them in, and just trying to hide my face because that was embarrassing. I'm not easily embarrassed. That was embarrassing. But they came out, the gentleman with the snowmobile. He says, hey, we're going to catch it at the bottom. I think he might have thought I didn't hear them. It's like, nah, dude, I'm just trying to get over the embarrassment before I came down. So he got a laugh out of that. So that was pretty cool. But totally took care of it, man. He actually beat me to the bottom. He's on the snowmobile. And like I said, I was taking a little break after being bumped. Put my skis on, went back down to the bottom. He was there at the bottom shack. It came down. He stopped the lift, grabbed it, gave it back to me. And that was cool. And they were very cool, very gracious, took care of it, man. No worries. The employees there are great. I haven't met a bad one yet. The lifties are nice. The operations people are nice. The ticket sellers, I had to go to the window both times. To get the first time to get my RFID card, and the second time to have it, that ticket that day added onto it so I could just go. Lifts are great. Lifties are great. I'm sure the rental people and everyone else there is great. I just didn't. You don't interact with employees this year because you don't interact with anybody who didn't come with your group this year. That's just the way it is, But all in all, great place. Loved it. Had a great day. They took care of me because of with the backpack thing, and that was awesome. And I had an awesome day in the sunshine, and I rode home with a smile on my face coming back across the state an hour, which actually only took me an hour this time because it was dry. So there you go. That was a recap of that day. I suggest going to Bolton Valley if you never have. Hashtag Indie Ski Pass, hashtag Indie Revolution. Check out your Indie Pass. I know they're selling spring tickets, spring Indie Passes right now. I want to say for $149. I don't remember offhand, but check that out. IndieSkiPass.com. Indie Pass 2 days everywhere, or 2 days on the mountains that it are a part of that pass. And I've been using mine as much as I can, and I've more than paid for it. So it's awesome. Indy Pass, and Bolton Valley's on the Indy Pass. Check out Bolton Valley if you have the opportunity. I swear to you, it's great. If you come up for one of the bigger places, like Stowe is right around the corner. If you're up for Stowe and you're staying over there, go get a day ticket at Bolton Valley and check that out, if you can. I know you're Epic. I know you're using your Epic Pass at Stowe, but man, go ahead and get the Bolton Valley ticket. It's not that bad. It's not that bad of a price, and you can go there. Like I said, I'm on the Indy Pass, so it doesn't. I'm using the Indy Pass, so it doesn't matter for me what the day ticket price that was that day. But I think for that day, that morning, it was like $59. So you could do a lot worse, including if you're at Stowe. I don't know what their day ticket price is, but I'm sure it's on the high side. But check that place out. I really enjoyed it, like I said, and that was my day there. And like I said, these are going to become less review, more recaps. I think I like to tell stories, so I'll tell the stories. Those might be more entertaining, right? Right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following Ski Rex Media on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. If you don't, you can see some of this stuff the day it happens, like the backpack story went on my IG story. The thought I took a wrong turn down to Timberline story was on the IG story. So you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. This stuff goes on there too. And I'll see you out there maybe this weekend. I think I'm in New Hampshire for a day. I'm going to try, and then I'm going to try and get up to Jay this week too, but I don't know. The knees, man, the knees are just burning. Like this winter's taking a toll, but we'll talk about that another time too. Bolton Valley, thank you again. Awesome. I will see you all out there as soon as I can. Have a good spring, because spring is here, and it's been sunny days, man. Sunny days and a lot of snow melt. So be careful out there as well. If you're in a sketchy area, be very careful. Okay? Okay. Have a good spring, everybody. I'll see you later.